So hopefully you've got some morning coffee or your preferred morning beverage. And I have some great insights on my mind this morning because you see, he didn't live stream yesterday. And so I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. I'm also streaming today on the Believe Retreat channel because lately during our Tuesday 4:30 live streams, we've been talking about upping your social media game. So that's part of my personal 30-day challenge is to experiment a little bit and figure out how I could make social media more fun for me. And these videos are kind of part of this. So um, I thought that my writers and creative audience should hear what I have to say along with my music industry people. So this today is really about goal setting and when to know it's time to pivot or switch your strategy. Now, there's some people that are switching their strategy too fast. Something isn't working after 2 weeks, and so they're trying something else. And so the opposite of that is waiting too long when you're doing something a certain way and you keep doing it that way over and over and over again, expecting a different result. It's insanity, right? So I had a goal that I was going to do 5 of these little live stream chats with you every week. So that was my 30-day goal. And since I've started, I have only been able to do 4 per week. Now, in the past, when I'm building new habits, I have noticed that by week 3, I'm going to completely fall off, completely fall off from whatever that habit is that I am building. And I recognize this habit. It was happening over and over again with each new habit I was building. And then the judgment kicked in. The self-judgment. I'm sure you guys have heard the self-judgment in your voice before. Yeah, mine's real loud sometimes. And that judgment just leads to procrastination, feeling pretty depressed and down on myself. We got the imposter syndrome that pops in there, like during that time. Uh, Maybe I'm not good enough and I really shouldn't be doing this after all, kind of stuff. So, um, sorry, I have a call coming in. So, the emotions, they can't be part of this decision when building new habits, is what I figured out. And the 3 weeks for me is not a failure. And it's not like the stopping point every time I try to do something. Cause, the thought process then is okay, I can only start something for 3 weeks and then I give up on it anyway. So, what's the point of even trying to do new things? Okay. So, I've definitely felt myself going down that thought process rabbit hole before, and that leads nowhere good. That's what I figured out. Leads nowhere good. So, yesterday, things got a little out of control. Mondays are my day where I'll squeeze in appointments and I'm trying to get caught up on conversations and social media, and it got a little out of control. And so I was at the end of my day and I was going to sit down and do a live so that I could stop the self judgment and just be like, there, I did it. It's week 3, but look at me, I still did it, which felt a lot like pushing. I didn't want to do it. I felt like extremely resistant to doing the video. But you know why? Because I was following a pattern of the hyper achiever that I've done so many times in the past. I am the employee that will skip lunch because we are simply just too busy. I was the employee that would go above and beyond because really I thought it was going to pay off in a lot of ways that it didn't. It did pay off in the regard that I learned what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to work in something that I wasn't passionate about and have to push through things like that. And so, what I'm telling you right now is even if you're doing something that you're extremely passionate about, writing, making music, performing, all of these things, you can still push yourself to this point of exhaustion and burnout, even doing something that you love. So it's really, I was just telling myself, well, it's okay to skip lunches, breaks, exercise, which is what I was going to do after work yesterday. Go for a walk. And so in that moment, I realized I was doing it again. I was letting the judge and hyperachiever voices, stories that I've been telling myself, get me into the same mental process that I was doing in the past. And I beat it this time because I noticed it and I called it out and I said, no, I'm going to go for a walk. And the nice part about going for a walk is I can clear my mind and think about nothing but the walk, kind of use it as a time to meditate on what it is that I really want. And, being healthy and fit for my entire life is something that is important to me. And I have kept putting that off over and over and over again. I don't know, thinking like I'm like a superhero of some sort, but I'm not. So the ability to look at this situation, not with judgment, but with discernment. And according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, discernment is the ability to grasp and comprehend what is obscure. So, on the surface level, to me, that resistance was just because of the self judgment. But on the much deeper level, I was depriving myself of something that I really value, the ability to stay healthy and spend time with people that I love. That's where the resistance to do the video came from. And so, where the pivot comes in is realizing that I just set that goal for 5. It doesn't have to be 5. I don't have to do it. It's just something that I came up with just to see if I could do it. So, in 3 weeks, when I stop doing a certain habit, it's my sign to myself to look at the situation with discernment. Why am I really not doing it? What excuses am I telling myself? And what is really the underlying root reason why I'm not able to reach this goal that seems pretty simple? So for me, what I was doing in my decision is I was being a little overachiever, like, again, and what I could fit into my schedule. I knew it when I said it, but I was like, it'll be fine. I'll try it. And I've realized now, moving into the third week, 4 videos a week is manageable. But trying to do that fifth one is just causing myself unnecessary emotional drain. And I don't need to do that. So hopefully you guys are thinking about some of the things that maybe you don't need to do today. It's time for a break, maybe. Go take a walk. Like, go, I don't know, put on your favorite song and dance around like a crazy person for a little while and just stop. Stop what you're doing for a second and really think about what you enjoy, what makes you happy. Go do one thing that makes you happy, even if it's just for 15 minutes today, and stay focused. Get clear on what it is that you want to experience in your life. So many of the people that I'm talking to don't have that clarity, which is one reason why you would want to scan my little thing in the corner and come to my monthly challenge or book a call with me. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, let me see. I have a thing for that. I thought. All right. I thought it was organized today, but not as organized as I thought. So I also thought I had a Brodazafa. Oh, I thought I had a Brodazafa one. I don't know why this is not showing up the same way it was the other day. Something else to figure out. Another challenge for the day. But you can go to my website. It's scrolling there on the bottom. Just leave off the slash part. You can find my appointment scheduling link. We can talk for 15 minutes. I can help you get some clarity about where you are and, for your goals. You want to focus with the end in mind so that you have a target, but then break it down into those small habits that you're going to do every day that they build up the momentum to get you there. It's not about being motivated. I don't motivate myself to get up and sit at my desk every day. It's these little habits that I've been talking about this whole video that have added up to making this feel almost easy. It's about how it feels. It's not always easy. Sometimes I'm working on a really hard project, but being in the flow of music prosperity is having this feeling of ease while you work on stuff that is not always so easy. All right. So I'll talk to you guys soon.